Hello everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to another video. This is a special video focusing on N++ development, in particular N++ Assistant, which is a little tool that I've been developing for a couple of years now to facilitate adding community mods, different kind of community mods to the N++ game, which is platformer for masochistic people who enjoy dying a lot. It's on my GitHub, as you can see, github.com/psnf/n++assistant. If you go to the releases page, you have the latest one available here for download. You click the zip, you extract the zip. It should look like a directory like this. Quite a few different DLLs around because I try to access Google spreadsheets where all the different information of N++ mods is located. And the Google API requires all the different DLLs. Probably could get it into a single executable if I bothered, but I don't have patience to deal with that. Anyways, you double click N++ Assistant. It looks a little something like this, and I'm going to walk you through all of the different functionalities that it has, including the latest stuff. So the most recent things, I'm divided if I should talk about the recent things first or a general overview. Recent things first. So recent things first, I changed the look on this main status page, and now you have a buggy display menu down here to debug, and the main good option that you have here is for the most frequently asked questions on the support channel of Discord, of N++ Discord, is when you have a high screen, you have a screen and it's very high resolution, so you use that zoom in function that comes with a lot of the displays nowadays. It's called high DPI, and by default, the behavior by default assumes that the application tries to identify if the computer is using that or not, and then applying it adequately. N++ was developed many years ago before this was common, and they do not have this check. They do not do it completely, but there is so when you start the game and it's on windowed mode, it overflows from the desktop. So you have half of it in your desktop and half of it outside your desktop. And that's because of the high DPI thing. There's a very simple fix that you can do with this, which is going to the executable here and clicking on properties and then advanced, where the hell is it? Compatibility, change DPI settings, and then clicking this button here. But a lot of people have some trouble finding this menu. And what this does is just add a mention in your registry, in your Windows registry, that this application in particular wants this setting in particular. So what I did was put a button right here that allows you to add and remove the thing, so you don't have to click all those little boxes. So it's easier than following the tutorial on how to fix things. You can also just delete your npp configure completely, which only configures the look, like the resolution that you're having, the position of the window and things like that. So it tries there's a file that comes by default on the game. And once you saved some things, it saves a custom file somewhere else on your folder, which is here, usually on this folder, on metanet, N++, on documents. It saves here an npp.conf. If it doesn't exist, it uses the default settings. If it exists, it loads the settings from here. Sometimes you change settings and clicked OK, but actually you can no longer see the menu anymore, or you change displays and it's still looking for an old display and you have no way to look at it. So sometimes you just want to delete that file and revert back to the default settings. So I have a easy button here that also does that for you. So these were two of the main things that I did. And then I did some updates to the map packs. So you can configure There's a list of all the different maps that exist made for the community. Eddie has been doing some interesting things with that, including an installer to have some custom leaderboards. And I added support for that on N++ Assistant. And also some maps have some quirky things like needing its own profile to load along with it, not just a clean reset game profile, but a specific one that you already want some things unlocked. So I did those little changes, and now, for example, on the community tab, you can install the map pack, you can patch it, you can patch your N++ executable to send the leaderboards, the score leaderboards that you are trying to submit, send it to Eddie's proxy so that it loads on its own table. And yeah, you can also reset to the original leaderboards from the original metanet. You can reset your game profile. You can back up everything concurrently, etc., or in parallel, etc. So this makes it a bit easier to load map packs and load back to your previous profiles. So these are the new things that happened recently on the N++ Assistant. If you haven't seen N++ Assistant at all before, I'll give you a quick summary over it. So the first screen, status, you have the links that you usually use the most, or at least I usually use the most, which is the link to the Steam install directory where it's installed. The game profile directory where your profile is stored, which is what you usually want to back up to make sure that you don't lose your game development data, which in N++ is quite critical since it takes many hours to reach 100%. The screenshots, which sometimes you want to share on Discord, it's always a pain to find the correct directory on it. Here you have a quick button to go there. And then the backups directory, the directory that N++ Assistant, this program in particular, uses to back up everything. So if you want to go there manually and change things or copy things manually, you have the directory handy here to do so. Then quick backup menu here. So if you just want to do a quick backup before you do anything serious, you can check all of the different things that you want to back up. Click backup now, backs up everything into this folder that I talked to you about. And that's it. Some basic debug information, the couple of buttons that I just talked about to fix the high DPI monitor bug and the usual bug that people can't see the menu anymore. They don't know how to reset it. A couple of buttons for that. And then a couple of debug logs. You can check your npp-conf. It tries to check your custom version. If it can't find your custom version, it tries to load the default version and shows you here the values that it's loading. So it's de facto showing you what npp-conf configuration it's loading when you launch N++. You have the log of what it did on the last time that it opened. It can be useful to find some errors. For example, here, a couple of error messages. It can be due to several things. The game still runs in the end, but some things might be changed. It can be useful to debug. And then the keys.var, which is usually the definition of the different keys that you want. So if you need to know what key is which and you are too lazy to go through all of the directories where things are, you can use this. And this little button here refreshes things. It's a little bit slow, but if you change things, if you launch N++, change something, and you want to update this screen, you click here, and it refreshes the log file. This button right here launches N++, which I guess I can test if it works without screwing up OBS. It should. Here we go. It's working. Quit. Yep. The profile tab allows you to back up your profile and also browse the different ones that exist. Here is a list of all the ones that are backed up. The latest one, map packs, it's when in collaboration with map. This one is 0K, so it was actually a bug while I was debugging stuff. This is the latest working one, and you can either install this profile that you're selecting, or you can delete it if you want to just clean stuff up. For example, I'm going to delete this 0K1 because it's useless, just clogging up some space. You can also, after you back up your stuff, you can also reset your game profile, as in starting from zero, a clean slate. A link to the profile folder and a link to the folder where the profiles are backed up. I'm not very happy with the usability, but I found these links usable, so I ended up adding them. If someone is an expert in usability of menus and stuff and wants to give me a hand cleaning this stuff into something more user-friendly, so it has less things being shown and focuses more on the main things that people want to do, by all means, let me know. This box will eventually be used to display information on the currently selected profile, because there is some heavy-duty debugging of the game that has been done throughout many years now to show if a profile is corrupt to begin with, and then the different things like showing you how much stuff you already unlocked. And that can be useful to show here like your current progressions. So just seeing a zip file doesn't tell you much, but if you click on the different ones and you see like a different list of settings, like, I don't know, number of deaths, number of levels that you completed, the points that you got overall, small things like that can help you narrow down what is the different profile and which profile you want to load. And eventually I will have some error checking here as well, like to see if your profile is corrupt, because we have some information on that as well. Eddie gave me all that information. It's semi-private in a way, because it can be abused by some people if they want to abuse the game. But he gave me the information. I just haven't had time to implement it into N++ Assistant. But eventually, I will have a profile viewer here if I can find some time to implement it. So then we have the maps, and this map is focused on level editor and the default MetaNet maps. So you can search whatever map you want. For example, banana gives me all the bananas that exist. Compile, is there something called compile? No. Fly, I see one at least. Superfly, it's the only one that exists. Anyways, you can search for the maps, it highlights you, and then you can install in the editor, which can be useful if you want to practice a specific map. So then next time that you launch N++ and you go to the editor and open, you go to the create, you have the map here. So if you want to practice the map, this is very convenient, very fast for you to use. That was the main idea behind this feature. Other things, you can also go to the local backup. So if you backed up different maps that you have in editor, like if you regularly do different maps, you can back up all the ones selected and it gives you a zip. Like I'm going to create this one, creates a zip with these two files. I don't know why it says that it's 0K, why it has these two files, but that's what it says. Interesting. You can also have the link to go directly to your maps folder, which can also be useful if you want to edit some stuff real quick. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. Don't see what else to talk about on this tab. Palettes works similarly. A list of all the community palettes from the spreadsheets list. You can select which one you want, install it, and then it will automatically be available on N++ next time you test it. You can also, if you have been developing your own palettes, you can also back up the palettes that you want to save, and you can uninstall this particular palette depending on what you want to do. You also have a list of all the MetaNet palettes, which doesn't unlock them by default on the game itself. It's more if you want a reference, if you're editing another palette, you can download them. For example, ePaper, I install ePaper, and then I go to the folder, and I have the ePaper files here that I can load into the NPC editor, which has a link here. So I can load here, and then like import the palette from the TGA files, if I recalled where I saved it. and then edit the palette here and then be able to export it again. So it's a little bit more convenient if you're doing your own palette, although most people who do palettes have their own process. So I don't know, I haven't heard of anyone using this, but I would definitely use this if I was doing any new palettes. You can also just back up the ones that you have installed, as I already mentioned. Install and uninstall whatever you want. You see a full list here of all the palettes installed. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Sound packs works pretty similarly. You have all the different sound packs that were ever made by the community here. You can install which one you want. Whenever you install the sound pack, you have a preview here, which if you click, you hear the sound, which you don't hear because I have this muted. Now you will hear it. So the different sounds that exist. So you can preview all the different sounds and edit them, blah, blah, blah. And when you are ready with this, you can do your own. You can zip everything into a sound pack file, and you have your own sound packs thing. And also it's useful if you want you install it and then you hear the different sounds, see if it's the correct sound pack that you want to use, or install something else. It's also the default ones, the original sounds by MetaNet are also available here. So if you want to revert to that, it's easy to find as well. Local backups also has the stuff here. Did I delete the button from here? Because okay, yeah, if I click here, it creates a local backup. Okay, now it makes sense. I was, because on the other tabs, the backup button is down here, but on this one, I made the column a bit wider, longer, because it has a lot more things to show. So I ended up putting the button here. So that was what was confusing me. Again, usability, interface, not the best, could be improved, but baby steps. Anyways, map packs. Map packs is a little bit more complicated because you also have to change the profile and not just the map pack itself. You have some local backups of the different map packs that you have been using, and the way that I I had to repack all of the map packs that were released, and the way that I did it is that I extract the original MetaNet map pack, and then I only add there the files that were changed. So whenever you are installing a map pack from here, it's installing all of the different files of the map pack file, if you know what the hell that is. But then you will only see changes on those particular things. And one of the latest changes that I did was also add support when you have a profile file, like you have a explicit end profile file inside the map pack, which shouldn't be stored there. But I extract it, I look for it there, and if the end profile file exists, then I prompt you if you want to replace it with the default, or if you want to use the current profile, you might have a previous one if you've already been playing this map pack before. This can be useful for map packs that abuse like secret levels and things like that, where you already want a lot of things unlocked, so it's ready for people just to do the challenges or things like that. So that was the main purpose of that. So now it's supported. You can back up the entire thing, both the packs and your profile, and then it will be stored under map pack here, under this map pack zip. And also on profiles, if you go to profiles, you see the map packs here are the ones that are made along with the map, and the end profile is the ones that is just the profile itself. What else? You can back them up individually if you want, just the map pack or just the profile, depending up to you. There are links to all of the different relevant things here. A bit confusing, but it is what it is. Then you have the local backups for local map packs, where you can select and install from here with the profile of the same timestamp. So if you saved, for example, you have the default N++ game installed, you made some progress, got the whole intro tab completed, for example, and a few things from N++ tab. You backed up, you clicked here the backup active map pack and profile, and then you installed, I don't know, Clever by Abo. And you had to reset your game profile there to go along with Clever by Abo. Now you click backup active map and profile again. So you have a backup of the current Clever profile. And then you can go to the local backups, find your previous one, and install the map pack with a profile of the same timestamp, and you're back where you were with your original MetaNet++, MetaNet N++ games and the correct profile progress. So yeah, you can do some things separately, like just install the map pack and not the profile, and install the profile separately if you want. There are a few things like that, but overall, it allows you to streamline this process a little bit. Some things that are not working yet is the rename folders. I do want to have these buttons working eventually. I just couldn't be bothered figuring out a way to prompt the person to change, but it makes sense, like if you want to rename something, to make sure that you know that it's the Clever map pack that you use. You want to, not have to go to the backup folder. You can still go here to the folder itself where the backups are and rename things here manually, and it will show here anyways. But it would be better to do it directly from within the application, so you don't have to go to other folders and stuff like that. Anyways, these are the different things that N++ Assistant allows you to do. I know it's a lot of stuff, and maybe it was a little bit confusing. If you have any questions about anything specifically, let me know. If you have any bug reports, I haven't tested this fully as much as I wish I did. So anyone who wants to test this, let me know if you find any issues with any of these things. Some of the palettes, there are some known issues already reported. Like if you go to the N++ Assistant itself, there are some known issues here. So these things I know about, but haven't had time to fix yet. It crashed on a couple of people who were testing as well, and I have no clue why. I also would like to eventually figure it out. So if you want to help me test, please let me know what you come up with. If you find any bug or anything that is working weird, let me know. And yeah, other than that, hope you find it useful. Hope you use it. See you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great day.